Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Midday Market Monitor. In today's video, we have a lot of very exciting things. First up, let's have a look at markets where you can see silver continuing its run. Okay, this is absolutely incredible. Just in the last month, we're up 61%. I can't take my eyes off this without it continuing to rocket higher. I don't know how this ends. Maybe it doesn't end, but boy, oh boy, is that crazy. Zoom, turns out they have quite the equity stake in Anthropic. Who would have known? They were early, like seed A investors in this company, doing quite well. So yeah, that happened. CoreWeave, this one's very interesting. So we're going to end up talking about this a lot, as well as some of the other Neoclouds, but Jensen just decided to put another $2 billion. It's so funny seeing a lot of the commentary online about, what is happening here. People are saying, oh, how are they getting this much money? How can they keep doing this? What do you guys mean? They just did they will do $65 billion in revenue in Q4. We're about to see that earnings come in here in about a month or so. And at a 50+% net income margin. No capital expenditures, high free cash flow. What do you mean, where did they get the money? $2 billion deal. They probably didn't even need to talk to Jensen about it. Right? How's everybody doing? Parsival in chat, Midwest Cannabis. I was going to make a pot joke, but I don't have anything. It's legalizing most places. I was going to say get them. Investing for Freedom, Lisa, Bob. Howdy, folks. Howdy. That said, what was I going to say? CoreWeave. So Jensen is strengthening their relationship with this company. Previously, they did a $6.3 billion essential backstop deal, helping with, small to mid-sized businesses be able to, do 5+ year deals. So they don't need to sign these extensively long contracts, which is what CoreWeave usually does with the large enterprises and the hyperscalers. So with doing these smaller partnerships with smaller businesses that can't sign 5-year deals, what ends up concerning a company like CoreWeave is that they're going to build out these very expensive data centers, be used by these companies by 1 to 2 years, and then potentially maybe things go in the wrong direction, and then they can't end up paying for these GPUs. So then CoreWeave is left holding the bag. So they don't end up doing these small to mid-sized deals, right? Well, what Nvidia said is, hey, if they don't use the chips, we will. So we're going to backstop $6.3 billion worth of deals so then you can sell our products, or, well, they didn't even say our products. They just said products in general, GPUs in general. It could be TPUs, XPUs, it could be AMD's GPUs, it could be Nvidia. It doesn't even matter. But give the customer what they want. And if that ends up falling back to us and they don't pay back, then we will use those GPUs for our own due diligence, our own scientific discovery, what have you. Ken, are you going to the New York meetup? I am. Okay. But I wanted to quickly talk on that because not only did, CoreWeave get asked about, hey, do you ever get people asking you about if you're going to do AMD chips or TPUs or what have you. They said, yeah, we're customer focused, but listen to this. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring us here.
Sure. So there's also this.
Sorry, I should say that this is from the UBS 2025 Global Technology an AI conference that was done December 3rd, 2025. Okay. Little over a month ago. Nebius was there, Blue Owl, and a bunch of the other companies that are actually funding these data centers were there. You had every big player. Okay. Well, let's have a listen.
Debate, I would say, that's come up lately. about alternatives to GPUs. And, you build whatever the customer wants you to build. So can you speak to that? Do you have any demand for, number one, AMD GPU? And most importantly, what I'm asking for is, do you have demand for any ASICs such as TPUs? Do you have customers coming to you and saying, hey, I want to do development on TPU, so will you go out and add any capacity on TPU?
So you pointed out we're customer-led in everything we do, right? Whether it's entering a new geography or scaling out a different type of accelerator. I would say demand continues for us to be overwhelmingly for NVIDIA technology. I think if there comes a point in time, right, in which we start to hear something different from our customers in a scaled way, not just like a phone call here or there of what do you think of this, then that may change our behavior. But for now, kind of all signals that we get to, we need more NVIDIA GPUs, please.
And do you think that there's any, as the inbound calls to you, I get the sense that there are some more inbound calls who people want to talk about, well, what if we wanted AMD or we wanted an ASIC?
We are
calls coming more frequently on that?
Not in any notable way, but I would say like we built this technology stack from the ground up to be fungible across silicon, right? Like we were prepared for a world in which our customers want different things and we want to give our customers what they want, right? And that embodies what we do. That doesn't mean we don't explore, right? And make sure that we are prepared to work with other types of accelerators. But again, now like the pattern and the trend has been the trend, which is NVIDIA GPUs, please.
Great.
Come on now. Come on now. Oh my gosh. So I was literally listening to this last night. I was in the sauna listening to CoreWeave, Nebius, getting so hyped up about some of these Neoclouds. And I'm like, man, the due diligence, the heavy due diligence on CoreWeave starts tomorrow. And then I wake up, I grab my cell phone, I go on X as I always do. And the first thing on my screen by like 10 different people is, CoreWeave stock up 10+%. They just did a $2 billion additional deal with NVIDIA, which is the most unique part, in my opinion, of the CoreWeave, stance versus Nebius or some of these other players, is their relationship. They might as well be an NVIDIA proxy. Like, I literally think, like, people say ChatGPT is too big to fail. Honestly, I think CoreWeave is too big to fail. I think that they are partially owned and it is essentially acting as a disconnected arm for NVIDIA. This is our data center company. This is where we're going to lead a lot of our customers to. This is, like, they will backstop every decision that they make, bar none. Their relationship with this company is so deep, and everything I see is not just because they're offering the best products, but they also have the greatest performance. I don't know. I'm just very excited. I'm all over the place with this name right now, but I wanted to start my due diligence. Now we're up 10%. And it's just driving me crazy. Okay. At least you didn't sell CoreWeave at 91 like me. Well, yeah. What got you concerned about CoreWeave at 91? By the way, you're at $99. So like, I wouldn't freak out. If you want to get back in, it's like not even that big of a price to pay. Tanner, do you have a sauna in the house? Yes, in my basement. I did ice the boys. Yeah. Someone was asking because like I'm on my phone a lot in the sauna, and I'll be in someone's text, and someone's like, he can't be in a sauna, he's on his phone. I'm like, dude, look up sauna bag. You could put your phone in a bag, takes away the moisture. You try to keep it low to your feet so the steam rises. You can be on your phone. It's fine. I'm not in a dry sauna. I'm in a steam sauna. So essentially the bottom of the sauna is not cold, but your phone will get absolutely no damage. No, I don't have space. I just bring my phone in. Yeah. Okay. How can CoreWeave increase the price of their products? How can CoreWeave increase the price of their product with one customer? What? They don't have one customer. NVIDIA is not their one customer. They have a ton of customers. They're an entire cloud. You know, and in fact, like I was saying, that recent $6.3 billion deal with NVIDIA was actually to help so many new customers come onto the platform without signing large $5+ billion or 5+ year deals. Right? There's actually, I have a thing here. Where was it? Here. Gotta love this. This is the H100 rental prices ever since Claude 4.5 Opus launch, which is what I've been telling you guys has been like completely taking the industry by storm. Now you have things like Claude Bot and all of this stuff that people are freaking out about online. Type in Claude Bot online, CLAWDBOT. You'll realize there is an insatiable appetite for these new products because people feel like they're getting so much done, and they are, right? But this is the worst these products are ever going to be. Like, people have no idea. We are going to have fully autonomous fleets of agents working for all of us that are working around the clock 24/7. Okay? We are going to have factories that are fully lights off, 100% autonomous. Okay? They're going to save on light costs because the bots that are in that facility won't need the fluorescent lights turned on. They can see in the dark. Like, you guys aren't prepared for the future that we're completely heading into because of things like Claude 4.5, which is early stages of where we will be. The rental costs on these H100s, which is not even last year's architecture, it's 2-year-old architecture, okay, that there's going to be a rise in this overall price. What does that mean for the cloud providers that have these H100s and are renting them out? Why aren't the upgrades from the CoreWeaves and the Nebuses and to be honest, the Azures, AWSs, and Google Clouds not increasing on total revenue? H100s is what most of their facilities are set up on. And prices are rising in great order, 15% increases since, early December. No more need for humans. Yeah, so I wanted to type about this online as well. Here, let's go to my profile really quick. So there's this autonomous robot that shovels snow, and anytime that I talk about robotics or anything like this, people talk about the purpose for humanity. If this is your purpose, is shoveling snow and you doing something like this, for real, get new hobbies. These are distractions. These are speed bumps in my life. Shoveling snow and cutting grass. And I actually like it. But here's the thing about life, right? If I enjoy something, I can just do this. I can go out and shovel my snow and not have a robot if I enjoy it. It's not like my lack of labor in life keeps me out of shape. No, after I'm done my work on the computer, I'll go for a run and exercise. The things that are important to me outside of making money will, take up a percentage of my time. People say builds character. That's absolute bullshit. Shoveling snow does not build character. Go for a run. Go sit in a sauna. You can do hard things without it being an absolute necessity. Like, I'm going to have a robot chef, someone cutting my grass, shoveling my snow, all of these different bots. And I'm going to spend time doing what I want to do. Look how great this is. This guy has something like, I forget what he wrote, like 6,000 square feet of driveway. Autonomous robot goes through, does the entire thing. It's still snowing. So like, can you imagine doing that yourself? And then like, by the time you're done, it looks like you didn't do anything. And then it goes back, parks itself, and recharges. $5,000 robot. By the way, the cost of that will also drop the same way that the cost of, you know, a TV over time has gone down. They'll get smarter, they'll get better, and the price will drop over time. Are you the guy with low T? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I mean, sure. You got your life figured out. But yeah. Let's see. Spending time on Grindr. Well, I mean, quite the opposite. Spending time with family and you know, doing whatever you like to do. Playing Minesweeper. I love these comments so much. People always say this, like you don't know how easy you have it. It's like, where I grew up, Tanner would be food. Or like some dumb comment like this to downgrade that somehow I am anticipating the future incorrectly. If you guys are the ones sharpening your axes, preparing for you know, doomsday and stuff like this, and talking about how the only currency is going to be bullets, and you know, ridiculous comments like this, good luck in life. Good luck. I've been preparing for an autonomous future since I was a baby, and now I'm rich. No. I'm kidding. But yeah. Yeah, you talk like food. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out this video with CoreWeave and Jensen Huang. And see what they have to say about the recent partnership. Even though I already watched this video, they don't talk too much about that. They more talk about Nvidia. But regardless, still a great video. When Jensen talks, we listen.
Jumping today as NVIDIA invests an additional $2 billion to help speed up an effort to add more than 5 gigawatts of AI computing capacity by 2030. Joining us now exclusively to discuss the expanded partnership, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, he's currently in China, and CoreWeave CEO Mike Intrater, who joins us at Post 9. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. Jensen, I gotta go to you. Oh, it's great to see you, Jensen. I wanted to just go to you first. There are people who think, wait a second, there are people nipping at your heels. We've got Amazon has a chip. We've got Google has a chip. So the question should be, as always, please give me the demand story. How much demand is there right now for your complete line of product, software, hardware?
The demand is incredible, and it's driven by a couple things. The first is that everyone, the AI makers, AI labs, are racing to the next frontier. They're racing to build out pre-training capability, post-training capability, as well as inference capability. And so we're seeing extraordinary demand from them. But one of the big events that happened in the last year is the significant investments into the next layer of AI, which ultimately is the most important, AI applications. This is AI applications for healthcare, for manufacturing, for entertainment, for media, so many financial services, software, engineering, so many different applications are being started. And the last couple of years, the funding into AI natives companies are the largest in venture capital history. And all these startups need infrastructure, and which leads us to the incredible partner that we have with CoreWeave, and we're making a significant investment in them. Incredibly happy that they're going to sign up and dedicate themselves to our architecture for the next 5 gigawatts and many years to come. And the thing that is happening here is that, as you know, CoreWeave has used NVIDIA's architecture for GPU computing as well as networking since their founding. But they're also now going to add NVIDIA's CPU as well as our storage platform based on Bluefield. So our CPU is Vera. It's completely revolutionary. We're going to tell everybody more about it. so many companies are now signing up to use Vera all by itself because it's such an incredible CPU. And then also our new Bluefield storage platform, which is going to be really important for an agentic AI so that it can have memory and large context. And so this is a really significant partnership, and I'm really excited to support CoreWeave.
All right, I'm thrilled that Michael's here too. When we talk about that, just one other thing, Jensen, you are in East Asia, you're in China, and I wanted to know what are the possibilities that you can talk about the big orders that you might have in China, whether they should be included in the models of analysts, and what is the overall sense of the idea that your chips can be used by ByteDance, by Alibaba, by TikTok, all of which, as we understand, need them, want and want to partner with you?
Well, I'm here to celebrate Chinese New Year with my employees. I'm visiting 4 different sites. And while here, I have the opportunity to meet with some members of the Chinese government and, of course, our customers and partners here. We're looking forward to the H200 licenses being finalized. And we're looking forward to the Chinese government contemplating how they would like to allow us back into this market. And but the thing that is consistent is that the demand for H200s and the demand for NVIDIA stacks are really, really significant here. And the reason for that is the same as what we're experiencing in the West, which is these AI systems are racing towards the frontier, and also the number of applications that are being built on top of these AI models is really going through the roof. So demand is really strong.
Demand is really strong. Just going through, I was looking at a couple comments. Will you make your kids shovel or just have your robot do it? Like, for real, I'm going to let my robot do it. But I think, like, try to look backwards. Like, oh, what, are you just going to go to the store and buy a basket? That basket was made in China. You don't teach your kids how to weave baskets anymore? Like, no, of course not. Like, if you want to learn to knit or crochet or something like this, like, yeah, it might be fun, but those are hobbies now. Like, you're not going to learn it as like a life skill to be like, oh, my kids need to learn how to knit so then they can get through life. It's like, we need to realize some of these old things that might have been a necessity now will not be 20 years from now, 10 years from now. And I'm not saying that I'm too good for yard work or something like this. I just think the people who like to do yard work and like to garden will have more free time to do the things that they like to do. That could be more gardening. That could be shoveling if you like to do it. I actually don't mind shoveling. I don't have a big driveway or anything like that guy in the video does. But I like going out there and listen to a podcast or something like this. And yeah, it is a little bit of just, decent exercise. But I'm only going to do those on the days that I want to do it. And then I'll have a bot go do it. It takes away the necessity and puts it more into the bucket of what do you have to do? I don't know if it's a good life lesson for out in my backyard that I have to go shovel my dog's crap. But for me, I'm going to have a bot do that pretty damn soon. Because it's not a life lesson for me to scoop shit. Like, you know what it's going to do is instead of me and my kids having to go do yard work and shovel my driveway, we're going to go on hiking trails and jog together and put ourselves in nature, but in a more enjoyable environment. That's what we'll have time to do. And it's not going to be Wall-E in terms of sitting back in a chair and we're all going to get fat. I mean, sure, some people are going to choose to go in that direction, but gyms have never been more popular and eating healthy has never been more popular in the age of where processed foods is so abundant, right? It doesn't mean that just because someone's taking away some hard challenges that you end up immediately taking the easy road. I didn't eat like a healthy breakfast this morning because that was the easiest option. I could have went to, fast food or something like this. You need a wife. You know what's funny? I'm on my 7th, I'm in my 8th year of my relationship with my girlfriend as of today. It's our anniversary today. 7 years. But you know, the world's changing. I know a lot of people would like me to be the sole provider, and my wife or something like this is, you know, cleaning the house all day and doing stuff like this. But it's just not the case. My girlfriend actually has a business. She runs a wedding content creating business, and that's extremely successful, and she makes a ton of money. And so we're both just working a lot. Times change. The old heads need to look through younger lenses. Common law married already? Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, we own the house together and everything. We've been in this house for, I don't know, 2.5 years maybe. So yeah. Do you invest for her? Yes. Yeah. She should sponsor you. She does sponsor me. All the clothes that I'm wearing, she probably picked out. Which is not doing her justice today. I look like crap, but you know, she takes care of me. Okay. She has great choice in hats. Oh, well, she didn't pick that one out for me. Jensen picked that one out for me. Appreciate you, Jensen. Okay. Vlad Tenev just tweeted out, the Great Wealth Transfer is a trust event. Families inherit portfolios and the legacy institutions behind them. But we're challenging that status quo by building trust directly with the next generation. All right. Also, Mr. Beast, we should honestly watch Mr. Beast's new video, but like, it's so true. The amount of negativity that is being seen across the world is just like about the future is just crazy. Guys, the reason why the new products are so nice is because they are solving problems. But people think that they're going to solve too many problems, that your life is just going to have no purpose. Go hang out with friends. Go play a board game. Okay. Get a Duckworth powder hoodie. Duckworth powder hoodie. All right. Is this your company? It's that merino wool or whatever. Isn't that stuff like super hot? That's like for like extreme winters, isn't it? All right. Sorry. Got distracted. Okay, let's get back to the news. We actually have a ton of stuff to cover. So, dude, we were talking about IBKR. Listen to this quote that he said during his earnings call. An analyst said, accounts growth is very strong. How long can you keep this up? The CEO and founder, who owns 75% of the company, he's one of the richest people on earth. I think his net worth is like $85 billion because of his ownership in a $120 billion company. Like, he owns by far the majority stake. He said, as long as I shall live, was his answer to account growth is very strong. How long can you keep it up? As long as I shall live. I don't know. I got to start looking into this company. Whenever I see obviously he's a freaking brilliant dude. The product's great. The growth has been fantastic. The margins are way too high. What if he dies? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he is pretty old. But let's see his age. 81. But bro, this is a fantastic product. I might need to look more into IBKR. Nebius, what's going on with Nebius stock? $95, kind of flat on the day. Nothing too crazy to see there. Zoom, Silver, Cloudflare, CoreWeave at the top here. At the bottom, I mean, it's a lot of these same sort of names. The trade desk, I think I also heard that their CFO, their interim CFO is stepping away or something like this, but they reiterated guidance. Not a good look. I could be wrong on that. It was something about their CFO here. Let me see. Terminated its CFO on Saturday, just a few weeks before its Q4 report. 2 CFO terminations and an audit chair rotation within a year. Glad we dodged that bullet. Like, it just keeps falling. Which is some of my concerns with like names like eToro and stuff, and like whether or not I want to be betting on this name versus a company like Robinhood is like the companies that are winning honestly just continue to win. And it's also funny because I posted a video today about SoFi, and I'm extremely bullish. A lot of the other YouTubers that you guys probably follow, Tevis, Kyle, Roy, all these guys are way more bullish than me for this quarter. But still, my bullishness is calling for 40+% growth, high member count growth, a beat on revenue, EPS, all of this stuff. And then all the comments are filled with, yeah, but the stock is going to fall. It's like, guys, please focus on the actual fundamentals. The fundamentals will drive stock success. Same with IBKR, same with Hood, same with CoreWeave and Nebius. That can come in bursts. Like, in terms of betting on, like, I don't know, Nvidia, for example, which has continued to put up large growth, but the stock has stayed sort of like stagnant for the most part in the last, like, let's call it since September. Maybe you could even drag that out into August, right? Sort of in that 180s range going forward. That can be frustrating. But like that old adage says, when in doubt, zoom out. And for Nvidia, by the way, one of the greatest allocators or like, increases in anyone's capital of all time is not driven by a change in just sentiment. It's a change in earnings. Their earnings exploded, right? So yeah, that's so much like a part of the real thesis here. And then you could say something like this, tell that to PayPal. Dude, PayPal's earnings are potentially worsening. It's not that they're not growing, but that growth is slowing. That's not happening to SoFi. There's not an expectation that growth is going to slow going forward. TSM breakout imminent? Maybe. With the amount of stuff that's happening with these chip names, I honestly could bet on every single component in the industry, the suppliers, the energy names, the rack names, like the the Dells or the SMCIs or something like this. But for me, I just can't help but be extremely bullish about the Neoclouds. Right now, that's Nebius. I could see into the near future that also incorporates CoreWeave just because of this constant deepening in relationship with NVIDIA, which at the end of the day, as long as more compute is needed and comments from, Meta and stuff like this, is that we're going to do hundreds of gigawatts of build-outs over the next few decades. Well, they have an endless checkbook then. And if they're backstopping a company, then that means that they can't go down. That means that they're going to focus on growth going forward, which is in the triple digits, which would be, another massive cloud provider that is wholly focused on AI growth. So this was some of the things that Microsoft talked about, is like the fungibility of their cloud and how diversified their revenue is. But a lot of that diversification, might be good, but it might not be growing. And so it's actually holding down their growth for the segments that are growing, like Azure. If you look at Amazon, AWS is growing really well. Third-party sellers is doing okay. The advertising space is doing really well. But then you see like physical stores flatlined, online stores doing decent, but they've already captured so much audience that it's hard to continue to grow. And a lot of that actually muddies the growth that you're seeing on advertising in AWS. What if there was a way to buy a company that was just AWS, just Azure, and in fact, take away all the parts of the slow-growing CPU side, storage side, and just do the AI workload side, which is the fastest-growing aspects? Then you're looking at the IRENs, the Cypher Minings, the CoreWeaves, the Nebiuses. And so they're concentrated, they're risky, but they potentially also have the biggest upside. What do you think about Pagaya? It's in my very short list. And whenever I mean short list, I mean I'm probably going to be doing a lot of reading on Pagaya tonight. Devin Ryan sent me a report today talking about some... Here, wait. I don't want to go off memory. Let's see what it said. Bear with me. Forward flow announcement supports scale of point of sale platform. Putting a price target on the stock of $35. Right now we are 21. Got me pretty excited, so I wanted to do a read on that tonight. He sent me a PDF and everything to go through, so I'm gonna have a look into that, and then hopefully I can get you guys some more information on Pagaya. But essentially, my short list of companies that I'm reading into, obviously eToro, CoreWeave, Pagaya. What else? There's another one. I'm not going to say it just yet because I don't want to. But it's a small name that might be really undersold right now, or really oversold right now. Yeah, Palantir. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Palantir. Zeta, Steve's going into Zeta. Right now, I'm not getting into Zeta. It's not that I'm not convinced. I'm just not... Yeah. Not going to look into that one. I don't need to look into new. It's top 5 holding for me. Well, it's not that I don't need to look at it. It's just I've already made my decision there. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue on. That's too funny. Okay. PayPal is now partnering with NeoPay to expand access to secure, seamless cross-border payments for businesses in the United Arab Emirates. Coinbase CEO says that even eventually the haters will use crypto and they won't even realize it. Obviously, he's been saying that for a long time, but I also have been saying that for a very long time. He's been saying it longer. But you know what I said in my live stream before this? The members only live stream was essentially, if crypto was for businesses only or something like this, it would be used by every single financial institution, full stop. Like, I think it's the part that because it's for consumers as well, so easy to open up, so easy to potentially leave current financial systems or not report on what you're doing in a lot of those crypto activities, like with Monaro and tornado cash and all that stuff. I think that scares the crap out of regulators. So that's what's slowing the progress down. But whenever you end up talking about, hey, how can we help Visa lower their cost per transaction, increase security, increase microtransactions, and allow for, trillions of dollars of new potential payment verticals, it's an instant attractor for businesses. And if it was like, a company like a big bank does not need to tell you what SaaS they're using. If it was like this, dude, crypto would be everywhere today, right now. But it'll just have to happen slower as regulators end up setting the boundaries for what cryptocurrency can do. Or how the regulation and reporting of all that activity ends up happening. Give us the market cap at least. I can do that. It's just under 5 billion. I'll tell you the exact market cap right now, according to the thing that I'm looking at, 4.84 billion. Good luck. Okay. Let's see. Tanner, you missed my super chat. Hey, bud, have you looked at American Express? Do you like it? I like American Express. Could be an interesting name. I am not really buying that name, though, no. Did you watch UFC fight this weekend? Epic main event? No, I have not. That was Justin Gaethje versus Paddy the Baddy. Is that this week? I don't know who won, but if I were to guess, and it was an epic main event, it means it probably... okay, well, now the spoilers are coming in. I mean, you could spoil it to me. If I were to take a guess, I would say that Gaethje won. Just because he is a BMF. Best fight I've seen in years. Really? Best fight you've seen in years? The underdog won. Gaethje was never the underdog. I don't know how people thought that. Well, I guess it was a good fight. So maybe Paddy the Baddy did well, but I don't ever see him going and having a long fight. I don't know if we've ever seen, like, to me, Paddy the Baddy's like, obviously he's a really good fighter, but I would just worry about his gas tank. Like, he seems a little out of shape. Gaethje's an absolute dog. I would just, any long fight, be putting my money on him. Not against anyone, obviously, like the Max Holloway fight, everything like this. I'd put my money on Max Holloway. Well, I mean, we're looking backwards, so obviously he did win, but yeah. He's a BMF, a Bitmine fan. Yeah. No, there's a BMF title in the UFC, but yeah. Okay. Zoom had significant exposure to Anthropic from an early investment. They estimate that Zoom bought about 1.2% of Anthropic's 2023 Series C, and even if diluted, pegs the stake at around $1.5 to $3 billion at a $3.5 billion Anthropic valuation, or about 10 to 20% of Zoom's enterprise value. That's why it shot up. Okay. Dude, you know what I saw? So Qualtrim, this is Joseph Carlson's company. Phenomenal, by the way. I'm not... But this post, I didn't honestly know what he was trying to highlight here. Netflix spends $18 billion a year on content to compete for attention. YouTube's content spend is basically zero. Yet YouTube's ads alone generate almost as much revenue as all of Netflix. Netflix, 45 billion, YouTube ads, nearly 40 billion, same attention economy. By the way, this is YouTube ads alone. This is not YouTube Premium, for which is not counted as YouTube ads. It's part of their subscription revenue, so you don't know which part is which. But I just like Joseph Carlson's super bullish on Netflix. I don't even understand what this is trying to get across. This looks like an anti-Netflix post. Like, yeah, no, YouTube is winning. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Let's see here. New post just came through. U.S. data center construction jumped 8.5% year over year in October 2025 to a record $45 billion annualized rate. This is just $3 billion below the $45 billion spend on office buildings. This comes as spending on data centers has tripled since the ChatGPT launch in November of 2022. Over the same period, office building construction has declined nearly 40%. At this rate, data center construction will surpass office building construction as early as this year. AI is redefining the United States economy. What a fantastic chart. We're turning human labor into silicon labor. And you guys are out here buying shovels. Talking to me about having my kids do yard work. I'm in the future, okay? I'm living above the current realm that you live in. I see all parts. I'm dangling strings. I don't even know what I'm talking about. For real, guys, I'm an idiot. Probably half the things I say are not going to come true. We're just doing our best, okay? The Department of Transportation plans to use Google Gemini-based tools to draft federal transportation rules, aiming to cut process times to about 30 days. Sure, that's going to not help Google. Love it. What are you talking? You have to go back. You got to go back to the beginning. Whenever we were talking about shoveling snow, and everyone was getting mad at me because I said that, I don't know, that life's going to change. Humanoid robots can use shovels. Check and mate. Yeah. How much Google do you still own? The same amount of Google that I owned whenever I was accumulating. I've not sold a share of Google. I like Google. I'm buying Meta. I'm buying SoFi, buying Nebius, and I might begin to buy CoreWeave or something like this. I just think I keep reiterating myself, but I think if they're backstopped by Nvidia, that is a check and mate. Why do you not own TSM? Don't know. I would like to own them. But yeah. Michelle says, what are your anniversary plans? Michelle, aren't you going to the meetup? My plans are so girly. It's going to hurt my, the high tea persona that I've put up for myself. That if I say what I'm actually going to be doing, people are like, oh, wow, I didn't realize Tanner's girlfriend's dating a girl. No, I'm kidding. We're going out to, a couple things. One, we're going out to dinner today. Then there's a thing in Toronto called, someone please help me, Winterlicious, something like this. It's essentially not a food festival, but it's like a thing for foodies where they put on a 3 or 4 course thing. A bunch of restaurants participate. I'm not going to say which restaurant we're actually going to because I don't want you guys showing up. But we're going to a restaurant to try some nice food. And then we're going to this 24/7 spa thing or whatever, 24-hour spa thing to do, massages and red light therapy and sauna and cold plunge. I mean, it really sounds like all I do is sauna, but for real, we're gonna get massages together. So yes, okay. I'm oh well that's why, Michelle. I was gonna tell you because I mean, like, from girl to girl, you would have been like, I mean, that's sick. But from me to the rest of the boys in chat, they're like, what? You're going to get massages? Yes. What happens to the rest of us when all the Bitcoin is mined? And why should we even want to use it if we can't get access to it? I think people will like. I think the idea that everyone's a hodler will change pretty quickly. Money likes to move hands. You'll get access to Bitcoin, just maybe not at the same price that you will today. But it's also going to be a very long time until it's all mined. You're not going to the shooting range? I know. I know the spot. That's dope. By me saying it's 24 hours, did I give it away? Because I don't know how many there is in Toronto. I might have given that away. My bad. Well, we might change our plans. Who knows? Yes, I'm from Toronto. Well, I didn't know. I thought that's maybe I do know about the Winterlicious, the food thing, that there is like a bunch of restaurants participating. It's like, you could pick from essentially like 25 different locations in Toronto. But I'll be there. That's funny. Also, me and Stephen Fiorillo talk about. Wait, let me bring up the markets. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Let's bring up the Qs. 1 minute. Okay. I was talking with Stephen Fiorillo. One of his favorite movies is Heat. I just watched that over the weekend. Great movie. Didn't like the ending. It went in the wrong direction, in my opinion. But, good movie. Really, really good. Yeah, it was too long. It was like 20 minutes too long. I love the movie. It just, it did go too long. Anyway, I'll move on. I don't want to give away Heat. Dude, what the heck? Okay. Let's see what else is in the news. Kanye apologized for his actions and said that for his 4-month manic episodes that destroyed his life, and he said that his behavior was linked to long-term brain trauma ever since his car accident that broke his jaw and caused injury to his brain. He made some pretty anti-Semitic comments that drove a lot of fans away, including Stephen Fiorillo, that said that he would never listen to another song of his again. All right. Let's see what else. Block, don't care about this. Oh, also, we're talking about new, AI solutions and everything like this. Tell me the need for real-time editing. You know how many tokens that takes to constantly, like every time he rotates that car, that it's recreating that image? That is insane. How freaking cool is that? My thumbnails are going to go off whenever I get this. Wow. And you guys are bearish on data centers. Okay. That is Kriya AI introducing real-time edit. Now, like with Nano Banana, you can edit images with complex instructions in real time. But that's going to be available all over. Also, look at what I just got served on X. Also, they're just throwing the snow into the middle of the road. Do not do that. Okay. I thought Steve was Italian. What do you mean? Is Steven not Italian? Steve is Mexican? I mean, maybe he is. He's Russian, Italian, and Jewish. All right. He says he pronounces coffee. He's Italian. He walks around New York like he built the thing. I mean, he's Italian. He probably did build it, by the way. Steve's a mob boss. He's the real deal. Okay. Natural gas prices surge up now 20% on the day, or up 107% in the last 5 days. One of the most incredible commodities markets we've ever seen. Yeah, I heard that's a lot due to the recent, extreme weather that we've seen. Let's see. U.S. dollar indexes extend losses down 1.5% this month, now at the lowest level since September 18th. After posting its worst year since 2017, the U.S. dollar is now off to another bad start. Wow. Own assets or lose money. Also, maybe another reason why Nvidia is constantly investing. They're like, hey, you know what? We don't want cash. Let's just buy more businesses. Tanner, are you not bullish? Looks like everything is collapsing. I'm The market's up. I'm looking at a market that's up. It's green. You're looking at green candle shoots. I think that the market for real wants to paint bad pictures constantly. And some of the times I think that you know, concerns are very real. But I don't think that is always the case. Sorry. I gotta stop looking over at this stupid screen. Tanner, do you use Uber as a company? Yes. Cloudflare up 11%. Tom Leon? Let's see. I would love for Tom Lee to be on. That would be great. We got a BM&R Holdings update as well. Looks like they're below MNAV once again, 0.97 times. Not great. Not great. It's also going to be hard for you to judge how much the Mr. Beast investment is going to be worth over time, which is also going to affect MNAV. The more very large private equity investments that they have, it's going to be very hard to peg those to any real price over time. A sign of the Mr. Beast. That's funny. That's funny. That's a good joke. Sign of the more I'm thinking about it, the funnier it is. Sign of the Mr. Beast is very funny. You sell covered calls? Yes. I'm trying to get the Tom Lee thing. It's just for real, not even loading. I don't know why it just says loading here. Tanner, do you breathe through your mouth or do you have gills? I have been known to be a mouth breather. It's a terrible habit. I should try to do mouth tape or something like this to get rid of it. Fully aware I have weaknesses. Or if you're saying that my nose is messed up because I've got a pretty terrible deviated septum, I'll be hurt by those comments. If I accidentally looked up and you saw my effed up nose, then you know what? Then we have worse concerns. Then we have real bullying, and you're going to need to back off of this stream, okay? Because this hurt my feelings. Same, bro, same. All right, well, yeah. Get surgery. People telling me to get surgery for so much. Both of my shoulders are messed up. My nose is messed up. I don't like the idea of surgery. Silver's falling. Also, Mumu, why did you... What's happening to silver, bro? What the fuck? 106.70 to 98? Dude, I just bought. You guys told me just now to buy. I guess in the grand scheme of things, in the last 5 days, it looks fine. But guys, I got a truck coming with a boatload of freaking silver. And what price did I pay? 106.70. I just bought here. I was live on stream with you guys. Called up my silver dealer. It was actually Steve. Okay. I'm waiting for a very important email. I'll see if it comes through. It's supposed to come through today. Looks like we bottomed. Just as I sold my silver, I told the truck to turn around. Now it's going back up. By the way, all the silver talk of me buying and everything, sarcasm. I didn't buy. It's all good. Okay. Let's see. What is new in the news right now? Jose Navarro spoke about the CoreWeave deal. He said, I know I sound like a broken record, but one of the many bullish takes I had for CoreWeave was the strong partnership with Nvidia. And I'm not talking about the platinum partner or whatever, but a legit collaboration between the two companies for a long time. Yeah. And no, I agree. That's very important. We're building the largest infrastructure build-out in human history, said Jensen Huang. Let's have a listen to this. Yeah, like, why? Okay, it actually did load. I thought for a second it wasn't loading. I was like, what is going on? Let's have a listen.
AI, Jensen, we were talking on set prior to your joining us. You know, I think it was back in late September when there were the first reports about $100 billion potential NVIDIA investment in OpenAI. We haven't seen it finalized yet. Is that something that is still going to happen?
Well, we said that we would invest $1 billion, $10 billion for each gigawatt that they would have to go raise. So they have to raise a significant amount in addition to what we decide to invest in them. Now, as you know, we invest in exchange for equity. I think it's a once in a generation company. It's a fantastic investment. I wish we would invest it earlier and more significantly. The work that they're doing is incredible. This is going to be a consequential company and a very large company. And so we're delighted to invest in them. But whatever we decide to invest in them is a small percentage of what they ultimately raise. You know, we're in the largest infrastructure build out in human history. And AI is revolutionary technology, but because of the nature of AI, it needs infrastructure to process and generate intelligence in real time. You can't do this in advance. You can't pre-record intelligence. You can't pre-record it like a book. You have to generate the intelligence in real time. So you need computational infrastructure for this. And because intelligence is fundamentally necessary for every application in every industry, we're seeing this build out across every country, as Mike was saying earlier. And so this is going to be a substantial infrastructure build out. And we're just in the beginning part of that.
Yeah, well, no doubt. Just to come back to OpenAI, so your investment takes place over a long period of time, given they meet certain thresholds in terms of the build out that they've committed to. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're giving us the opportunity. They're giving us the opportunity to invest as they build out, and for each one of the build out, we'll consider the investment, and I expect that it's going to be a great opportunity, and I look forward to invest.
I see.
So, Michael, a couple things are concerning to me. You would best person to be able to answer it. There's this tremendous CPU shortage that's developing and memory shortage. And something that Jensen said to me this summer was going to happen. But it seems like everyone, including Lip Bhutan, who's a very, very smart man at Intel, missed. Could that be something that forestalls the growth here of an industry that we all thought would just be leaps and bounds growing? Well, I don't know if we have the capacity.
So, this is just another example of the size and scale of the build out that you're seeing and the demand signals that are moving through the market. They're overwhelming parts of the market that there was an assumption would be okay and have enough supply to handle. And when I think about that, I kind of come back to our core business, which is being driven and informed by the demand signals that the largest consumers of this infrastructure are driving through us. They come to us to buy massive quantities of infrastructure. And so I look at this and I think that you're in a super cycle. You're going to be buying and building across the computing space. There are going to be opportunities to scale this business broadly, the AI infrastructure business, within the domestic U.S., around the world, all of which are going to consume GPUs. They're going to consume networking. They're going to consume optics. They're going to consume CPU. They're going to consume memory. Yeah. And that is that is a consequence of, as Jensen says, the largest build out in human history.
So, are we feeling bullish? Do we like the partnership? Silver still under 100 right now. Still under 100. Yeah, big sell-off. Still up 7% today. CoreWeave is up 8.8%, back above $100, 101. What do you think? Well, honestly, I'm very, very positive on it. I want to learn more about the company. So I need to listen to all their earnings calls. I'll probably not look to make an investment, before earnings, just so I can hear a little bit more about that. However, you just have a little bit of FOMO. Like I always think, okay, well, what if they end up showing off like improved guidance and it's much better than people thought, that it runs 25%? Like, it can happen. So yeah. The CNBC live TV is just simply not working for me. So I don't know if maybe I can find it somewhere else, but the service that I pay for on a monthly basis is letting me down. Happens, I guess. Live. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, no. Free through Thinkorswim with no commercials. I don't have Thinkorswim. I don't even think it's available in my country. When I bought CoreWeave, I saw that they had a close relationship with Nvidia already. Yeah, it's just deepening. They do have a close relationship with Nvidia. Like they do. But yeah. Once you research it, you'll buy more. It's not that I'm not. I'm more concerned about stuff like the depreciation. That's also what I like about Nebius so much, just versus any of their peers. They depreciate so aggressively, which is actually very conservative to earnings, which means that the numbers that they're putting up versus the numbers that CoreWeave are putting up will always have a harder time because their expenses will be much larger. But it actually means that they're being very, how do you say it? Like, I don't know. They're being harder on themselves, more disciplined. They're not trying to use accounting measures to try to bump up their earnings, which was Michael Burry's biggest concern, right? And Nebius is by far the best in that range. They sort of they depreciate their chips at about a 4-year scale, where I'm pretty sure CoreWeave does it about a 6-year scale. Yeah. So I just have a problem with that. But their growth, their performance, you know, a lot of the concerns that Meet Kevin and stuff like this are putting up about whether or not they're going to survive, I have zero belief in. Like, Nvidia will never let this company die. I think it's going to be hard to lose money in AI HPC sector in the next 1 to 2 year build out, assuming Mag 7 capex. Well, that's the question. You know, assuming Mag 7 capex holds. Consume Meet Kevin's content. What's your opinion on Meet Kevin? I don't know about Meet Kevin. I didn't realize that was such a controversial thing to say. This has been a big take of his that he, I don't really watch any other YouTubers' content, to be honest. But this just blew up on X, it blew up everywhere, that he had found this idea that, you know, the company doesn't have cash, and this is why you see them raising, and a lot of this stuff is that they're near death. No. I don't believe it at all. They're growing so extremely fast that they are focused more on growing out rather than paying back. That's my real take. And you see that from Nvidia backing them full stop. What do I think about Meet Kevin? I think he's fine. Like, you know, more people are worried about, like him pumping house hack or something like this. Like, I don't know much about the house hack product, but just skip past that part. Like I don't know. If you don't agree with that take, then that's fine. I think that what should make in the finance world is how do you value their picks? Has Meet Kevin had some of the best picks? Yeah. Which why he's so unbelievably popular. He got Tesla more than right. I don't consume content. I make. Well, that's literally all of us. Like, you just, you don't want to be super biased by other people's content. You don't want to make just a replica of what they're doing. So you kind of just need to go to the source and get your own ideas from what the articles say. Just hyperbolic and contradictory the whole time. I think the whole I remember during the whole moment whenever he sold Tesla and everyone called him a flip-flopper, and I couldn't have disagreed more. He found more information and then changed his mind. You guys are going to see me do the same thing. And if I end up, for example, like, people called me a traitor whenever this 10% cap thing was coming out, and I said that if this 10% cap thing came through on credit cards, I'd be highly encouraged to sell my SoFi stock. The people were like, well, this guy is the SoFi bull. It's like, yeah, but I'm not married to an investment. So if new information comes about, what am I supposed to lie to you and just be a permabull? Or should I tell you the truth that my opinions have changed? Like, you guys don't change your opinions? So I never really got on the whole hate train or whatever with, you know, Meet Kevin. I think, honestly, he's fine. He runs a business, has a ton of staff. He, like, I don't know. He's got to do his thing. I just care if he gets his picks right or wrong. Not married unless it's shop. Well, I'm not married to shop either, but I just don't see I just have a hard time. I don't even have a bear case for Shopify. There is no bear case. It's a perfect company. He has 7 kids. Yeah, I know. I hate that part too. What does that have to do with anything? I don't care that he has 7 kids. He's a liar. How? Oh, I don't follow him that much, but where has he lied? That's not a take that I've heard before. I've heard that he's a pumper. I've heard that he promotes too much. I've heard that he is a flip-flopper or something like this. I've not heard liar. What do you think about Jeremy? Jeremy's good too. I think Jeremy, like, honestly, guys, I think I'm a very optimistic person. I like, whenever I see and talk to people, I'd say probably 99% of the time, I think that they have good intentions. I think the people that judge people too fast to think that they only have poor or bad intentions, like a very bad take. And I find that very immature to judge someone as if you know them so quickly. So what I would say about Jeremy is I think he got caught up in trying to chase gains, like everyone did in 2020, 2021 or whatever like this. And he ended up getting addicted to a bunch of companies that sucked. And now if I get a bunch of companies that suck in a row, I sure hope that I would get the same amount of hate, because that's what I'm here to do, is make good picks and hopefully those picks do well. So Jeremy with Honest and Fubo and what is it? Not the Trade Desk, but TTCF, whatever that was, Tattooed Chef, and all of those, I think were bad picks. But he has then since gone back on that and started buying quality names with fortress balance sheets and switched up his ways. The FTX thing, I don't agree with at all. This was a regulated institution. You know, how is it on these guys to know whether or not this was like regulators should have been taking care of this, not a YouTuber. So what if it comes out and Robinhood has been selling our data to the Chinese? Is that on me now? I can only do so much due diligence. I'm a freaking YouTuber, you know, like I'm a huge fan of Robinhood based on the information that I know that's publicly available. And from my understanding, it is a fully regulated financial institution. That's the same way that I would have looked at FTX before it happened. SBF seemed like a nice guy. Yeah, he did, until he stole everyone's money. Like, I think that like, you know, SBF should rot in prison forever. You can't steal $60 billion and, you know, get away from it. I do have a lot of ambition, but I honestly don't have a, yeah, don't worry about that. I'm not, I feel great up here. Don't worry about my ambition. My ambition's good. Absolutely, that would be on you. Yeah, but okay. But then that would be every single customer of FTX. They all would take that same blame. Nobody that was a customer of FTX knew that they were a fraud. All of them are fraudsters. Every single one's a scam artist. One guy has a megaphone. That person is the problem. What about Tom Brady or any of the other celebrities and Snoop Dogg and all of these guys? Why aren't they being hung for their choices of literally like dealing with a financial institution that you assumed was being regulated by real institutions? I never understood the FTX thing. Wow, yeah. SBF should go to prison for a long time. Have you started a position in Shopify? Yeah, it's my second biggest position. I started a position in Shopify 8 years ago. How do you know Snoop isn't hung? That's funny. That is very funny. Matt, for real, and like this take is a bad take. Like, you think that they, like, I don't know. I would put yourself in those shoes. They should have all been indicted. That's a bad take. If you work for a bank, like you're at TD Bank or something like this, and then they have like criminal charges or something like this, like every employee at TD should go to jail. Instead of laughing. Okay, so you know what, Nate? Honestly, the truth is I have watched so much stand-up comedy in my life. Sometimes something is such a shocking joke that it will like bring a lot of laughter out of me, and I find it very funny. But a lot of times I can enjoy a comedy show and just go, "Oh wow, that's a really well constructed joke. I love that joke," and not laugh. But I do think that it was a well constructed, like that was funny. I did enjoy it, but it's not just about laughing all the time. If you're playing with shit, you're going to stink. Guys, this was one of the largest institutions. Like, you have to go back and realize this was trusted by so many countries. You know, they were everywhere. Millions and millions of customers. A lot of the time, you put your faith that an institution is doing the right thing because you assume if they're this big, someone must have spotted this shit. So for real, I don't know about you guys. I'm not going through and find, okay, who, I'm about to do business with this application. Who are the regulators of this application? Who is the, you know, let's go through the terms of service and everything like this. I'm sure a bunch of you, you know, armchair auditors are saying that, of course, oh no, I always read the terms of service. You're lying to my face, bro. You do not. Okay. I didn't even use, FTX, but like, what if it had just happened because I was using Coinbase? What if Brian Armstrong was the fraudster? You know, I think it was a terrible situation that would have been extremely hard to find. Tanner, I didn't know you're such a big juggler. Crazy. Yeah, but how? But for real, how do we know that he's legit and SBF wasn't? Because one's more socially inept, you know. Like I don't judge a company's fraud-based ability on how much you know, Asperger's SBF had. Yeah, you must have been the guys that knew about Enron before it happened. Okay. CoreWeave up 7.5%, back under 100. I don't know what I'm going to do with this name. NVNI is down 37%. Some of these businesses, man, Redwire down 13%. Look at these moves, man. That's insane. Down to $9.50 on January 21st. January 23rd up to $13.70. Today back down to $10.80. Mila says, please don't defend Kevin. Dude, shut up. I said my full opinion. I'll judge these people based on their picks in stocks. If they make, you know, money, then I think that they're good at picking stocks. And I don't even know Kevin. I've never spoken a word in my life to the dude. We knew it was bad once Meet Kevin announced that he sold his jet. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. Meet Kevin was pitching Shift Technologies. That company went bankrupt. When? I like. I've also picked. What was it? Why can't I even think of the name? Someone help me. It's my very, very, very well-known huge failure. It was the not online casino, but gaming thing with real money. Andrew Paradise was the CEO. I can literally name the CEO. I can't think of the company. Andrew Skills. That's what it is. I liked this name for a bit. I'm not even trying to defend him. I'm just saying, like I saw some comment about him reporting fake numbers on his startup or whatever. If that's true, that's not good, but I have not heard that before this comment section right here. Yeah, we all picked the M&R. I hate you now for sure. All right. Now you go tell a bunch of other channels that I suck. Like, good. Yeah, no, if I remember this, he had a fund that was terribly underperforming, stuff like this. Or I don't know if it's terribly underperforming, but it was not doing well. Judge him for that. Yeah, I had Peloton as well. If you defend a liar, you are a liar. I've not seen him lie. And I'm not even defending the I don't even know what you know about him, but I'm just defending the FTX thing, which you're talking about like 60 plus million customers or whatever it was. All of those people are liars. It's like, I think for real, they just didn't know. I see you saying that, but isn't it like a fully regulated business? Yeah, like for real. Take the caps lock off, brother. I believe you, okay? Relax. Yeah, let's get back to actual stocks. Just there's we covered a lot of the news that I actually wanted to cover. Now we're over our time. But yeah. Let's see. Google has acquired Common Sense Machines, a small Cambridge-based AI startup that turns a single 2D image into a production-ready 3D model in seconds. CSM reportedly had about 12 employees and was last valued around $15 million after a $10 million funding round backed by Andreessen Horowitz. Wait, they had a $15 million post-money valuation after a $10 million raise? What? You're like, yeah, we want to grow. Let's sell 66% of our business. The deal helps Google close a key gap. Strong text-to-image generation is already there, but narrative 3D creation is becoming the next battleground for games, retail catalog, and AR experiences. That's very cool. Google's in the mix, man. Google is very much in the mix. BM&R had their holdings update today. like I said, they're below 1 times MNAV. So, yeah. Do you invest in saunas? I don't really know how to invest in saunas. There's too many players. Like, honestly, you don't really need much. You need some lumber and a steam machine. You're done. So there's no sauna moat. A lot of these video game NPCs would be incredible with generative intelligence. And I think the landscapes and everything. Like there's so much stuff that would be very interesting with artificial intelligence. When Hogwarts Legacy, Michelle, I keep seeing you on this. Unfortunately, I don't play games like that. I play Minesweeper. I got a PR. So what I was thinking for real, you know how like Amit does like a word of the day? I was thinking about doing a Minesweeper of the day. And then if I could lower my personal best, we do some sort of donation based on every time I could lower my PB. So on expert level thing, so my PB is not great. Okay, I'm not great. But on an expert thing, 99 bombs, whatever, my personal best is 157 seconds, which is what I got this week. Maybe I've done better, but not that I've noticed that I've gotten better. But 157 was my lowest that I've seen. In fact, I screenshotted it because I was so proud. Wherever that screenshot is. Look at that. Sorry, it was on Friday, January 23rd. Look how proud. Just amazing. Someone asked my opinion of Zip Trader. I for real know nothing about Zip Trader. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure that's a YouTuber. That's not anti any of the other creators. Just like if they don't cover a lot of the names that I cover or am looking into, I don't hear enough about them. I'd make a generative UPS driver named Amit on RuneScape who starts every sentence with currently right now. I used to play a lot of old school RuneScape. Okay. I'm a bomb sniffing dog. Yeah. For real, guys, you don't understand. Like I'm out here clicking. And we're doing no flagging, okay? You can't get good times in Minesweeper if you're out here flagging bombs. You got to have a mental map of those bombs. You understand? It's like sniffing out good companies. I don't know. I tried to put a stock reference. There is none. Thoughts on Skywater Tech getting acquired? I thought the acquisition price was extremely low. Was I wrong? They got acquired by like IonQ, right? Yeah, right here. IonQ acquires U.S. semiconductor foundry Skywater Technologies for $1.8 billion or $35 share, $15 in cash and $20 in IonQ stock to create a vertically integrated quantum platform. I would, avoid that. $20 in IonQ stock. Sounds like you got $15 in cash. I'm kidding. Good for them. Happy for them. Yeah, a little bit of dilution coming for IonQ. Matt Money just bought SkyTech the other day. That's awesome. Thoughts on D-Local before earnings? When's D-Local earnings? Is that happening soon? I didn't even hear about that, if that's soon. DLO. I think I read somewhere that D-Local's management is expecting similar growth for 2026 as they did see in 2025, which I think on a constant currency basis is something like 60% growth on revenue. Tanner, would you put a chip in your brain if you had the opportunity? I similarly with my aversion to surgeries or messing with my body, that's one thing. You know, I'm not very on the future train just yet. Very, very scared about health. You know, I'm slow to making health changes and stuff like this. So not yet, that's for sure. Okay. Sorry, when was D-Local's earnings? In 31 days is the estimate. Yeah, I think I already really said what I feel. I like they're going to do well. I continue to hold them. They're a shareholder, or I'm a shareholder of their company. Find it fine, you know. Okay. Okay, is that it? Shall I go? Doctors are being put on alert as dangerous to potentially deadly parasite, the new world. Screwworm. Are solar stocks a buy? Be hard pressed in this administration to go super hard on solar. Have fun on your date night. Thank you. I shall. Some hype last earnings resorted to nothing. Yeah, I mean, you're right. DLO is not you know, super in favor right now, but I do believe that there's only so much growth that companies can put up over time. Like, if they continue to grow at 60+% rates, the company's going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, even if it stays at the same price. I mean, eventually there's a buyout, or the market realizes that they're not going away, or I'm missing something that should be obvious, but I'm not seeing that. Date to Tim Hortons? No, we're going to a steakhouse. Red meat is what's for dinner. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys so much. Really do appreciate your time. Hopefully even Mila, Math, or wherever the chat was on that, hopefully they forgive me for my comments. And, you know, we can all come together as a happy family again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate your time. Bye for now.